Well, who could have seen this coming? Jussie Smollett's role is being slashed in the wake of his scandal. He is now getting dragged by, well, almost everybody. I want to admit I will admit there's still a lot of people on the left, politicians who are reserving judgment, which is, it's not unfair. Okay, fine. I get it. You're biased, and that's okay, because until we have a conviction proven guilty, I think it's fair to still say, sure, there's a potential, but come on. At this point, the evidence we've seen, the videos released, I think it's fair to say this is a hoax. It's been reported, police sources, evidence, all of these things, the Nigerian brothers, how they've come out and given statements. I think we're there. I think we're basically there. But here's the thing. The Daily Show is dragging Jussie Smollett. Wow, I was really impressed by this. We're hearing that his role is being slashed. So what I'm trying to say is, it is basically widely accepted among everybody this dude pulled off a hoax. Okay, that's why he's losing screen time. He's probably going to be written off the show. His career is done. This dude committed career suicide. Why? Because he wanted to make Trump supporters look bad. Really, dude? Really? That's why you threw your entire life away, to try and lie to prove a point? To prove a point that probably isn't true in the first place? Look, are there crazy people in the world? Of course there are. Are some of them Trump supporters? Yes, of course there are. Are the overwhelming majority of Trump supporters murderous racists? No, that's ridiculous and insane. Yet there are people like him who believe it, and they want it to be true. Like we saw in that op-ed from the Washington Post, they need it to be true. Well, I'll tell you what, sometimes people are crazy. And they can be Antifa, and they can be Democrats, and they can be conservatives, they can be Republicans. They can believe the earth is flat and that the moon houses Nazis. There's a Nazi moon base, right? The point is, the average person does not want to hurt somebody else. The average person wants to be left alone. They want to pursue happiness. They want to protect their family. They want to have a good meal, and they want to support those they think will get them those things. This is true for the left and the right. And this is why I'm rather a centrist individual. I don't believe that, like Jussie Smollett puts out a music video that shows he's like the world. I wasn't really interested, but it's talking about how the world is all screwed up, and it shows a bunch of like Trump supporter related things. And I'm like, dude, if you really think 60 plus million people in this country are mustache twirling villains who want to destroy the world, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. These are regular people who don't pay attention to politics all that often, and they're sitting at home enjoying a burger with the family, just trying to figure out how to make ends meet. That's true for the left and the right. Tribalism, it's destructive. And Jussie Smollett is man, I'm still going to say if, right? Even though I think it's fair to say at this point, it's a hoax, right? When he's getting when the Daily Show is coming out and flat out saying, dude, this is an act of pure evil to make people scared of each other, to divide our country, to make things worse, to exacerbate the problems, right? So we have another story too. Posters have popped up, I think in Los Angeles, and I think this is Sabo who did this, I think his name is, and they're really funny. We'll jump through that real quick, and then I want to go through the Daily Show if I don't rant too long, but we'll try and hit these stories. They say Jussie Smollett's Empire screen time is getting slashed in the wake of a growing sentiment that he staged the so-called attack, and even they put attack in quotes. Production sources tell TMZ Jussie was supposed to have 9 scenes and a big musical number in the second to last episode, which is being shot now, but 5 of his scenes have been cut, and his musical number has been 86th. It's gone. As of the remaining 4 scenes, we're being told he's no longer the focus. The scenes feature an ensemble, meaning he's flanked by a number of cast members. With his duties pared down, Jussie will be spending way less time on set. Instead of working every day this week, we're told Jussie's working Friday and possibly Thursday, and he won't be rehearsing. Dude, I'm willing to bet the people on set, oh man, if I worked on set with this guy, I'd be like, no, But I understand there's contractual obligations. What are you going to do? They can't just disappear him from the show. I mean, they kind of could. They did it to Cal Penn on House. I don't know if you, Mike, it's a cat, sorry. On House, you had Cal Penn's character one day was just dead. One day, he's gone. That's it. They could probably do the same thing to Jussie Smollett's character, just gone. Uh-oh. So I'm sorry, but there's a cat knocking things off of tables. You know how it goes. Anyway, let's read on. I'm getting concerned. So we had these 2 posters, and I think they're rather self-explanatory. I don't think we need to read through the article, but you've got Black Prankster, for your consideration, best fictional story. It's Jussie Smollett. And then we have Black Klansman. This is MAGA country, and it's Jussie Smollett wearing a MAGA hat. But let's talk about the Daily Show, because when Trevor Noah is willing to come down and start dragging Jussie Smollett, it's it. We're there. Everybody's pissed at Jussie Smollett. Daily Show host Trevor Noah, Jussie Smollett deserves an Emmy for GMA interview. The Daily Show host Trevor Noah tackled the developing controversy surrounding Empire actor Jussie Smollett as the investigation into the alleged hate crime delves into whether the star orchestrated the attack himself. Noah began by calling the possibility of Smollett staging his own hate crime insane, but he admitted that there was a certain part of the story that was always weird. This is my favorite part. He said, "Who are the MAGA supporters who hate gay people, who hate black people, but also happen to watch Empire?" And that's why the police thought the whole thing was crazy. They said not a single Trump supporter watches Empire. It's not true, right? I'm sure there are some. Like, nothing's absolute. Now, Noah goes on to say it's like a member of the Klan buying tickets to see Fiddler on the Roof. Sure, I don't think you need to start drawing the silly, Alyssa Milano, I think it was, or I can't remember who said that the MAGA hat is like a Klan hood. We don't need to go there. That's silly. But I get the point he's trying to make, right? You've got Trump supporting racist homophobes watching Empire and then seeking this guy out at 2 a.m. The whole thing is ridiculous. Could you imagine Jussie Smollett sitting there trying to concoct this plan? My God, there was a really, I can't remember who said this. They said, this is exactly why actors aren't allowed to write scripts. This is what happens when you give an actor, you let them write a script, and this is what they write. The most insane, nobody believed it. When the story first broke, okay, I kid you not, I have sources in left-wing media, and they said, we're skeptical on this one. And I'm like, damn, if he couldn't even convince the left-wing media Twitterati, then, although some people did, don't get me wrong, there are a ton of people who are pushing this nonsense, but there were certain individuals who work in media who are like, uh-oh, this is going to get bad. Because everyone was expecting this to happen. They knew, everybody was expecting this. They say, the Comedy Central star told his audience that the only part of Smollett's weird story that makes sense to him was when he reportedly rehearsed the attack with 2 Nigerian brothers who he paid to take part in the hoax a few days prior. Now, I want to point something out. I was really confused as to why they keep calling the brothers 2 Nigerian brothers. My understanding, I've seen it reported several times, that they're from Chicago and they were born in Chicago. Why do they keep calling them Nigerian? I think there's a reason for it. I think the press is saying they're Nigerian because if they said they were American, people might assume they're white. How can what are they going to do to 2 African-American brothers? I don't know. I think it's really weird. Like, maybe that's the right way to do it. It's really weird they keep calling them Nigerian. Yes, they have family in Nigeria, presumably, but apparently I'm hearing they're American. They were born in Chicago. Like, what? It would be weird if someone called me Korean. It's like, I mean, maybe their parents are from Nigeria, I guess, but still. If I was paying these 2 to beat me up, I would want to practice too, okay? Noah said while pointing to a photo of the brothers. Look at this photo. How many abs does this guy on the left have? It looks like he stole a couple of abs from the other guy. Well, they're both ripped. On Joe Rogan, he was talking, he's like, these guys they look sculpted, man. These guys are huge. It's really funny. The Daily Show host then played a clip from Smollett's tearful interview on Good Morning America, where he hoped to Robin Roberts that his alleged attackers would get caught. Either this guy is telling the truth or he deserves an Emmy for that interview, Noah reacted. Because if all of that was just a performance, I don't care what he's lying about. You can't cancel him. He's too good not to be on TV. But look, all jokes aside, that's actually a really good point. And there's something else too with the Good Morning America interview. My understanding is they aired some of it in the morning and they were going to air some of it later that night. And it was like halfway through the day when news broke that this was potentially a hoax. And now you've got ABC in this really awkward position of airing total effing BS. I'm not going to swear. Apparently, at some point in the interview, the woman, I think Robin Roberts is her name, said they'll never catch these guys. And he was like, I know. And man, just watching him say these things, why would I make this up? Yeah, that's a good question, dude. Why would you make this up? Why would the 340 or so other fake hate crimes get made up by people too? It's almost like, I don't want to call it a conspiracy like they did in that op-ed the other day, but there absolutely is this desire to be proven right at all costs. This is the craziest thing to me. I have no problem being wrong. I don't care. Like when you say something that's incorrect, if you believe something wrong and you're corrected, congratulations, you are better off because of it. You can now plan better. Okay, I don't take my political positions lightly. There's very few things I have very strong opinions on, and it's because I've researched a lot. And so you kind of bounce back and forth left and right when you're learning new things. But there's this contingent of people that have like seemingly discovered your worldview is wrong. Trump supporters aren't going out in Klan robes and beating people. So what do? Well, if it's not happening, we'll make it happen, I guess. That's how desperate they are to be right. That's some kind of psychosis. That's some kind of mental derangement. That your worldview is false. What you believe is wrong. Faking it doesn't make it real. It's almost like they're so desperate to be correct, they would rather live in a fictional Wall-E world of complete and total nonsense than just say, maybe I was wrong about that. How hard is that? There was an interview that Jordan Peterson did that I really respect, where he made a comment about, I think it was the bakery and like the gay wedding, and he said businesses shouldn't be forced to, serve people. And the interviewer said, well, what about the Civil Rights Act, where they said, certain businesses had to serve black people? Then Jordan Peterson said, no, that was right. And then the interview, I think it may have been John Oliver, I'm not sure, but they were like, then what's the difference? And Jordan Peterson just goes, maybe I was wrong about that. Like, that's simple. And that's what people don't seem to understand, is that's why people like Jordan Peterson, because he's not a dogmatic, diehard on when he's confronted with a logical conundrum. He just plainly goes, maybe I was wrong about that. There you go. Is that so hard? Could you imagine if Jordan Peterson then started lying and went out and fabricated some kind of incident because he was desperate to prove his idea right? No, he just very simply said, oh, okay, I get it. And that's the important thing that I think we need to strive for in politics, left or right, whatever. That's at least what I hope to do. I don't care if your politics are, I don't care if you think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has the best political views in the world, or you think, I don't know who on the right you could compare it to. Look, if you're pro-Trump, pro whoever on the left, the point is, what blows my mind is the unwillingness to recognize people are wrong. Like Bill de Blasio goes on, I think it was Meet the Press, I can't remember, and he says, like, Ocasio-Cortez, she's wrong. She believes things that are factually incorrect. And there are people backing her up. And it's funny because when I criticize her correctly and say straight up, that's wrong, then all the left starts hooting and wiggling their arms in the air. I'm getting like 500 plus whatever messages on Reddit, people tagging me, calling me names, saying, you're insulting Ocasio-Cortez. I'm like, I'm not insulting her. I'm saying she's wrong. Plain and simple. I'm not going to, we'll wrap up here. But look, Jussie, all you had to do was accept that you're wrong and move on. But what did you do? You presumably fabricated more than one incident, and now your life is going to end. No one will ever work with you again, and you're going to be written off your show. So there you go. Anyway, stick around. I'll have another video up at 1 p.m. I'm getting all riled up. I'll see you then.